Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America. And how much would you love to see Nancy Pelosi in handcuffs? Could happen real soon. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out and they help our channel continue to grow. The Department of Justice is not playing around anymore. And if you listen to this interview with Todd Blanche, you'll understand exactly what I'm saying. These people, Nancy Pelosi, Gavin Newsom, J.B. Pritzker, they're talking about arresting ICE agents for doing their jobs. They think they have more power than the president. They will do everything they can to try to stop this president from getting rid of their illegal aliens, their precious illegal aliens that they apparently love so much. That they used to say we had to enforce immigration law, and now suddenly Trump wants to enforce it. We don't have to enforce it anymore. In fact, open borders. Well, Todd Blanche made it very clear, you will be the one to wind up in handcuffs. You, Nancy Pelosi, will be the one to wind up in prison if you put your hands on our ICE agents, if you try to arrest our federal ICE agents. Don't think for a second about doing that. And all of you Democrats nationwide, coast to coast, that are proposing this ridiculous idea. You really want to do that? You really want to have a showdown? Federal agents versus local agents? You really want to have that showdown? Because you will spark civil unrest like we haven't seen since the 1800s. You will cause it the same way you caused the government shutdown. No, the best thing that could happen right now is people like Nancy Pelosi, J.B. Pritzker, Gavin Newsom get put in handcuffs, get arrested, and get put behind bars before they cause something that we all have to pay for. I want you to watch this and let me know what you think in the comments.
Them when they're U.S. citizens and have done zero wrong.
Unbelievable. Democrats like Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker are pushing on their view to demonize ICE agents, taking his comments coming after Nancy Pelosi threatened to up the ante against ICE, saying, quote, "Our state and local authorities may arrest federal agents if they break California law, and if they are convicted, the president cannot pardon them. We will not be intimidated by politically motivated fear tactics." Here to respond is Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. Deputy Attorney General, thanks so much for joining the program. Let's go specifically to Nancy Pelosi. Local agents, local cops cannot arrest federal agents, right?
Of course they can. And what the Congresswoman did yesterday, what the governor of Illinois said yesterday, does nothing but harm this country. You cannot touch federal agents when they're doing their job. And that's something that they know. It's something that we reminded them of last night, because if you do, you're committing a crime. And the amazing thing about what happened is yesterday, President Trump announced and formally launched the Homeland Security Task Force. This is, in our modern history, the single largest effort by law enforcement to combat narco-terrorists and to get the scourge and the drug dealers out of this country. In just 60 days, we've arrested over 3,200 drug dealers and either gotten them out of this country or put them in jail. On that same day, you have Pelosi, you have other congresswomen, you have a congressman from New York, and you have the governor of Illinois not praising that, not thanking President Trump, but saying that federal law enforcement agents should be arrested. That's the best example of the difference between what this administration is doing and what the Democrats want done. And it's sad, and I feel bad for our federal law enforcement and their families and their wives and their husbands and their children when their mom goes to work every day putting their life on their line, and they have governors and leaders in the Democrat Party suggesting they should be arrested.
He didn't
That's
just say
disgusting.
that, Todd. He didn't just talk about them being arrested. He said that they were racial.